If you're a fan of modern design, but want to warm things up just a bit, then it's best to think outside the clean lines and mix in some organic elements.
Hi, I'm Perla Lici Design in Pompano Beach, Florida. This house is very modern and very geometric. This magnificent architectural glass house design has inspired me to bring in the same organic materials from the outdoor indoor.
We share great ways to warm up your modern spaces on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. The beauty of modern design often begins with clean lines, but there are some times where that may feel cold. One way to warm things up and still keep the aesthetic is by infusing organic patterns, textures, and some beautiful accessories. This 5,000 square foot property has 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and a powder room. This beautiful home has been designed with a modern elegance and a touch of glam. Perla, so nice to see you. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
So we are excited to tour one of your projects today here in Fort Lauderdale. And it is a beautiful home, modern home, new construction. So let's start with the kitchen.
Lots of storage.
This is one huge island.
Yes.
I love this. I'm trying to figure out how many feet this might be.
It's almost
14?
Almost
Something like that?
12 and a half to be exact.
Okay,
Yeah.
This is a really nice size island. And we've seen this trend a lot where we're kind of taking away having that separate table sometimes and making the table part of the island.
It is. It's one of the best features because you could sit really up to 10 people around the island.
Yeah.
No breakfast table needed.
Yep.
We actually use the corner for some of the display of her baccarat.
I love the butterflies.
that.
Some of my favorites.
Yeah.
We've got all the beautiful colors here.
Yes.
The art and accessories are the pops of color in this sort of otherwise beautiful neutral space.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of our viewers like to know is how you create a neutral palette and then warm it up with some pops of color and texture.
I believe a neutral palette is key.
Yes.
To modern architecture, but the textures is everything.
And therefore making it feel not cold and modern, but warm and modern.
Absolutely. It's all about texture. Yes, color, but texture is key as well. So now we're fusing some of the different woods you'll see throughout, as well as linen textures and whatnot.
I love that. That infusion of organic textures into design, especially modern homes, has really been a great trend, and I think something that has staying power. And I love that the wood grain gives some visual interest because you see all of this gorgeous grain through.
Yeah, when you have a design that's a very basic design, might as well give it the texture.
Yes. Now let's jump into the family room area.
Sure.
We have a wall unit with some really beautiful subtle textured wallpaper.
Yes, we integrate again the finishes together with the architecture because if you notice on the outdoor, they already had introduced that walnut.
Yes.
So you kind of have to always bring the outside inside, especially in the house that it's all glass around you.
And now with the furnishings, very neutral tones as well, kind of keeping that neutral again to show off their collections and art.
Correct.
Key.
Correct. And obviously the proportion.
Yes.
You
And I
got
love
it.
that there's collections. I think that's another thing in design. You can warm up the modern not only with the textures, but like you're saying, with pieces and accessories that sort of soften up the kind of clean sharpness of the line.
Yes, that's the right word, soften. And this is very important to me as a designer to be able to display that because that tells who they are, that tells their history as well.
Well, Perla, thank you so much. This has been great first stop on the tour. We've got so much more to see.
Oh, I can't wait.
And we're going to continue bringing you through this beautiful home when we come back. Coming up, we warm up to modern spaces with an amazing view on SoFlo Home Project.
Hey, Mike Martinez from USA Windows and Doors here. Today we got something special for you. We're going to be talking about garage doors, how beautiful they can be and how they add value to your home.
Welcome Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to tour this beautiful modern home in Fort Lauderdale with interior designer Perla Lici from Perla Lici Design. Perla, so the living room is very beautiful. At the center of this home, we find the formal living and dining rooms. The beauty of these spaces is enhanced by a fabulous view.
Architecturally, the house is surrounding the swimming pool, which is the view directly to the greens. So wherever you go, in every room you are, you feel like you are outside.
How important was it to really connect these two areas? Because we have nothing but beautiful floor-to-ceiling windows.
The most important, because this is where people chill.
Yes.
And not only that, but the feature wall, which I will show you, is what connects the dining room to the living room, and you walk right through the feature wall to go to the private areas.
Well, I love talking about feature walls.
Yes.
I think there's going to be a lot of great design tips here. So let's sit down and
Yeah, all right.
chat about that. When we think about high ceilings, how to make a wall when it's a very high ceiling space really pop. There's a lot of layers here and a lot of great detail.
Yes, you said again the right keyword, layers. Because layering is what's going to make everything really pop, okay? In this case, we took vertical columns with LED integrated into them. Again, show the height. And then pop the texture in between, which acts as a background for the gorgeous art.
Yes, and now I love that you brought in a lot of the same wood finish we're seeing in the kitchen. The exterior of the home, as we're seeing through here, also has a wood element.
Yes.
So it all kind of connects.
And I always make a joke, you know that all the trees in the forest don't match. So don't try to match your woods. You want to give it that natural look, and you do mix the grains and the textures.
So a great point of that is that right here we have a more textured, organic kind of a wood feel on the coffee table.
And again, it gives you a backdrop in the organic flavor for their personal art. So it's all making sense once you start seeing it. It has a continuity.
So we talk about this being a glass house, a very modern home, and that you've warmed it up with these layers of textures from the wall covering to the wood.
Correct. And then of course the integration of the proper space planning, balance and proportion with the furniture, which we can look around and see how it all just hugs you when you're in the room, like
Yes.
right now.
Yes, the very comfortable space. And again, textures on the pillows have texture, the throw has texture. So warming it up, even the sofa fabric is a linen texture.
Yes, and if you do notice, you'll see a hint of metallic, making that the jewelry.
So you can have organic textures to warm up the space, but you don't have to lose that glam.
No, gotta have some glam.
So you balanced it so nicely with the metallics, and we've got more because there are some more touches of glam and organic elements in the dining room.
Yes.
And we are going to take a look at that. But before we do, let's check in with Mike Martinez from USA Windows and Doors and see what great advice he has for us today.
Hey, Mike Martinez here from USA Windows and Doors. We're at one of our showrooms, one of our partner companies at your service, Garage Doors. We're going to talk about garage doors in total and how it can help your house, not just with functionality and protection, but beautify your home tremendously. Coming inside, let's take a look. So we're inside now, and we've got all the windows and the doors, things that you'd expect USA Windows and Doors to carry, but I've got a special surprise for you. USA Windows and Doors carries a complete line of garage doors. The largest door facing the street. It's what makes your house unique and special. You can match the front door, you can do different wood tones, you can do blacks, you can do whites, you can do panels, you can do flats. Variety is the key when it comes to garage doors. And each and every one at USA Windows and Doors is Hurricane Garage Door rated. It's going to be able to withstand all those pressures, give you all the benefits of the insurance breaks that you need to have, and beautify your home tremendously. There are different ways of making it a hurricane door. So most of the time, it's a bracket. And in most garage doors, there's brackets that come across the back, and that's what's holding that wind. It's giving added support from the movement of wind and the impact that's going to happen. But some garage door companies that we deal with, they're really smart. This particular garage door supply already has the supports built in. We don't need to have those big ugly brackets out the back. It's a nice little feature to have, and especially if you're going to do something inside your house where you need those extra 5 or 6 inches of room. And for those who want to convert their garages, whatever they want to do inside of it, a theater, a home gym, anything that they want to do, but they want to insulate it. They want to keep that air conditioning from blowing out and losing all that extra electricity. Well, now you got to have an insulated garage door. We can do that as well at USA Windows and Doors. So if you're ready to make that decision and beautify your home that much more, make sure you call the number on the screen. Or better yet, check us out, usawindowsanddoors.com. Remember, we offer the solutions that make sense. Back to you, Alena.
Thanks, Mike. Perla, so we are now in the formal dining room, which is really just right behind where we were sitting. So over here, instead of the art, we've got the grand mirror, which I think is so nice in a dining room.
Yes, I actually like to alternate mirror art, because whenever you have art on one wall, opposite I will do a mirror to be reflected.
So we get to enjoy this beautiful piece from wherever you're sitting at the table.
Correct.
Now, we talked about a touch of glam, and I want to start with the light fixture.
Yes.
The Swarovski crystals are beautiful. So you added it to the kind of glam throughout, mixing with the organic.
Correct, because in the dining room you have the leather chairs, contrasting with the organic wood, and then opposite again we have the silver candlesticks, and then opposite again the wood with the silver glam. So mix and mix and mix.
Yes, good tips. So Perla, we've got a couple more stops. We're going to continue on, and join us when we come back. Coming up next, we explore more spaces with great design features on SoFlo Home Project.
SoFlo Home Project is sponsored in part by Eldorado Furniture. Looking to refresh your home? Visit us online at eldoradofurniture.com or a showroom near you.
In addition to the moving services, we also provide storage services for clients that are not quite ready to move into that new home. Maybe it's still under construction, or they just haven't found a place to move into yet, and they need their items placed in a safe, secure location in the interim. We make it really easy for homeowners to store their items because we actually come to the house to pick it up. Many other facilities require for you to bring it to them, or they'll drop a container to your house and you still have to load it. So we'll pick up the items, we'll wrap them, we'll protect them, and they'll remain wrapped and protected, unlike if you drop it off elsewhere. So we welcome you to come visit our facility. It's safe, secure, with the latest technology, and of course we always sanitize the containers anytime we bring a new customer in and out of our facility. At Good Greek Storage, our facilities are clean, secure, and monitored 24 hours a day by closed-circuit television. Of course, they're alarmed and all that, but we also have on-site personnel 24 hours a day inside the facility, and the Sheriff's Office patrols the exterior.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, this is Shirley speaking.
Good Greek offers short-term and long-term storage because we know that different clients require different needs. We deal with customers that are having to deal with death or a divorce situation, and sometimes they don't really know how long they're going to need to have their items in storage. And oftentimes it might be just an overnight situation. So we can help people whether it's short-term or long-term. When a customer is ready for their belongings, they'll simply call us or email us in advance, and we'll accommodate the date they're looking for. And at that time, we'll deliver all of their belongings inside the house and place and set things up where they belong. We welcome you to come and take a look at Good Greek Storage, and then go take a look at the others. And I think the choice is going to be very, very simple, that Good Greek Storage is going to be the way to go.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to tour this beautiful home with interior designer Perla Lici of Perla Lici Design. So Perla, we have seen the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, and family room. So all of the kind of main living spaces. But now we're in the main sleeping quarters, and this is one beautiful bedroom here. The primary suite takes up an entire wing of this home. The space enjoys fabulous design features and a connection to the outdoors.
Now we're in the plush area. This is where we just want to sit and relax. Two walls out of the bedroom are all glass again.
We talk about the glass house. It's a beautiful modern feel, but you've warmed it up.
Yes, and we do that with padded walls from floor to ceiling, as you could see here, with beautiful velvet.
Yes. And this really plays to the height. I mean, this is so grand, and it just like really brings the eye up, working with the high ceilings and the scale of the furniture.
Right, and this is one of the newest things where you don't have to buy a bed. You make the wall itself the bed architecturally,
Yes.
and then adding two beautiful oversized chests for lots of storage.
And now I also love, we talked about textures, the wall coverings. Like this wallpaper has a very kind of subtle texture, and I love that it's still very neutral.
Zero color in the bedroom. The color will be in your dreams. Dream in full color. So whites, grays,
Serene.
silvers, and again, texture, concrete look on the wallpaper.
And I love the chrome.
Oh yeah, you need the reflection. You will notice that within the chandelier, and then obviously some mirror next to the bed.
So a lot of reflective surfaces here in this space. Now, down the hall, we have the primary bathroom, which is equally as beautiful, neutral in tones, but you've also kind of infused that mix of organic textures and a little glam in there. So
Yes. So in the bathroom, because you don't have the view to the golf course, we create a private little Zen garden. So when you're taking a shower, you're actually outside as well.
that is a great feature and so beautiful. Now, you've added the glam. The wall covering has that very subtle sparkle and also a subtle texture.
Just a touch. And as far as space planning, you have his and hers vanity, so that bench in the center gives you a place where you can sit down and dry up after that fabulous shower.
Yes. And adding in that soaking tub is something that everyone always wants to add into a primary bath. I love all of the textures. This is one beautiful space, but we have one more stop, and that's going to be right outside all the glass. Next, we venture poolside to check out one of the coolest features of this home on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are on the last stop of our home tour with interior designer Perla Lici of Perla Lici Design. So Perla, we have been looking out at this gorgeous view from just about every room that we toured. And I think it's so awesome to now be outside and really talk about what was created here.
And this is where it all begins, because we are on the greens, and you could see the continuation of the greens into the pool, which is the main focus of all of the interiors, with the materials integrated outside as well as inside.
So out here it just has that beautiful modern feel, but again, the furnishings also a little bit organic.
All of these furnishings reflect the client's own personality. They wanted that casual, relaxing atmosphere, which is part of the biggest asset, which is the location of his home.
Yes, and I feel like from where the pool to where you see the golf course, it's like this gorgeous, never-ending view.
This whole place is so zen. You can feel it, you can taste it, you can hear it. I mean, you could see how it all just brings it into your soul.
Absolutely. I love the wind chimes. It's also calming. And of course, I love the color of the pool itself. It's just a little bit darker, and I feel like it brings that modern touch. And then, of
Yes.
course, we have a lot of the neutral palette out here as well. We talked about you bringing textures in. So in the interior, same as the exterior, textures to kind of bring the pattern. But pops of color instead of with art out here with the plants.
It has done that.
We had talked about earlier that you took some elements of the wood from the exterior and sort of brought that wood element into the interiors. Is it important to have, when you have a home like a glass home where you have a lot of windows, to kind of connect those two spaces?
Absolutely, it's very important, because that's what's going to make you feel like it's a home. You know, yes, this is the glass house architecturally, it has these modern lines, but when you're in a space, you need to feel the warmth of all of that.
And in South Florida, I feel like it's so important here. I mean, we do, so much of our living is indoors, outdoors. So the outdoor areas are really important to kind of live as an indoor space too.
Yeah, and in this case, I believe the outdoor and the indoor, they're all so integrated together that you just feel like you're outdoor when you're indoor. When you're outdoor, you feel like you're indoor, because it's so plush and inviting.
Yes, they work perfect. There's a synergy between the two spaces that works so beautifully throughout the home. Well, Perla, I want to thank you. This has been a pleasure touring your work, seeing all of the ways you've warmed up a modern house and made it a beautiful home. So thank you.
Thank you.
And now let's take a look at what design inspiration we have planned for next week on SoFlo Home Project. Contemporary home design has become a trend of South Florida living. We bring you expert advice on the things you should consider when building modern. And before we go, let's check in with Hunter Franke, the host of SoFlo Health, and see what he's up to tomorrow. Hunter, what's going on?
Hey there, Alena. Tomorrow on SoFlo Health, we are celebrating 5 years of SoFlo Health. I know, can't believe it's been this long already. Well, join us for looking back at some of our favorite places to eat, to go work out, relax, you name it. We're going to have it here tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. on the one and only Local 10 for SoFlo Health.
Thanks, Hunter. We'll definitely be watching. And to our viewers, we thank you for joining us this week. And we hope to see you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.